Aren't doing yet, but we're hoping to do some. So a program that NBCOI is very interested in or technology area is aquaculture. And we wish to make aquaculture a much more substantial industry for North Carolina. And one of the things we're going to be doing in the reasonably near future is trying to develop an economic impact study for how aquaculture and everything related to aquaculture would benefit North Carolina. And there's no way on it I could do that. So we will be finding economists, and we will be explaining the broader aquaculture industry, whether or not it's seafood processing or using the waste material to turn into a biopharmaceutical, or a technology for cleaning up water, which could also be used in some other industry. So we're going to try to capture all of this technology and then ask somebody that knows what they're talking about to try to understand the economic impact if all of that was in North Carolina, and what would be necessary to bring that to North Carolina. So that would be an example. We just haven't started it yet. So.
I can think of an example. I had to go back to my memory bank, but I could think of an example of a professor who in psychology, and he has an expertise in studying patients with implantable cardiac assist devices. Not in so much on how the devices work, but how it affects the psyche when the darn thing goes off when it shouldn't, and how it scares these people. And because of that expertise, he is the go-to person with Medtronic, Boston Scientific, St. Jude, who want to know how can they reach out better to their patients. And so he's built a whole body of research and travels around the world as a guest speaker, and has developed some really interesting apps that the industry has taken an interest in to help improve the quality of life of their patients.
That was going to be my answer to it. It took me a while as well, Marty, but I went back to my memory bank. And I was going to say, prior to Marty's comment about quality of life, that in fact, that is, so measurement of quality of life. So this is a part of social science, but it's metrics, it's the quantitative part, it's tools and instruments that are validated, and that's a whole career right there. And for different diseases. I have a lot of rich familiarity with quality of life for respiratory questionnaires, and we used one at Genentech to flesh out the full therapeutic effect of one of our ultimately approved respiratory drugs, a biologic. We used quality of life and tools, and I know that in another type of collaboration between academics and industry that we've not mentioned at all, I'll just get it in here, are consortia, right? So that's often federal, FDA, NIH, as well as academic and industry consortia around a disease. And I've been on those consortia for COPD, for example. There are multiple COPD consortia, and they all include social scientists. In fact, there's a whole section at the American Thoracic Society of Social Scientists, and that'd be something that questioner would be, if they're interested in lung disease, to explore. And yeah, industry will make use of those tools. Quality of life is a knotty problem, but very, very important to biopharmaceutical companies in phase 2 and 3 testing.